Hey everyone, welcome to my She-Hulk review. Discuss episode 1. We saw with Jen talking about responsibilities of being a hero, and she's annoying this guy named Dennis, and she's busily succeeding on rehearsing her closing case, and she wants to be like a DA one day, so at least this like it shows her who she wants to be in the future, so that's really good. She wants to be a lawyer, so when she apparently already told her best friend Nikki that she's already a Hawk, and Jen talks to us through before breaking about being a She-Hulk, and the fact that she went to some road trip with Bruce, and that's just what he did. It just showed that they had a road trip, and we see that Bruce is talking about the device he has on, which actually he wore in Shang-Chi, so after that, I'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, see, that's how he's able to keep him informed, and she's able to study about him, starting to Bruce about Steve Rogers having a relationship and getting down with a girl back then, and his time and now so to teach about this is not really what happened. So even if it was in the history books and the History Channel, it's still not right, because we, the audience, we know how it actually happened, but not her. So overall, I didn't understand the end game with him being back from Peggy, and the fact that we know that he had kids with Peggy because of the Winter Soldier. We saw that photos of Peggy and some kids, but not with Steve, so that's a little confusing there. So make that for you will. That's a common spaceship, because he was in the planet so called back then in Domino. The spaceship shows up out of nowhere and draws us to crash, and Bruce, he help unbuckling his belt, and then he's dripping blood, and so that's how we see that Jen is being shown now. That's how she turned into She-Hulk, and with that the device on him, like I said about in Shang-Chi, he had it, and Bruce explaining that he could be Bruce and Hulk whenever he wants, and in other ways he has self-control. Does he really need that? I show me him have that just because he wanted a way to have Jen to become She-Hulk. So from the accent, so who knows why that is? Why the device is needed. Bruce and Cripple Hulk, he took his time turning into the Hulk, and Jen, it happened instantly, real fast, and don't show her struggling to stay in human form. And what I mean by that is the fact that she need time to become She-Hulk first, and I did more. I say something similar later in the video, so just hold on with me. So another side note, the South Korean spaceship may have been dusted, meaning the person who was flying the crew been dusted, so maybe that's why during the snap didn't show up right away, and maybe now the snapping happened, maybe that's how Bruce was able to be tracked, because that person probably was dusted, so who knows. Or it could have been a really long space trip to track Bruce. So she turns into She-Hulk, and she had curly hair, and her hair gets strained, and it's never really mentioned throughout the show, but so this is episode 1, but yeah, just it happens, like maybe they did that for the comments. I'm not sure if that happened in the comments. I don't read the comment books that much, but this one, see, right, is the gamma, however, the reason why she turns into She-Hulk is that why her hair gets straight and then curly back and forth. Help me out here with that. That's something that I would like to know why that's happening, and why they're not really explaining that yet. Maybe yet. basically she tries to do She-Hulk. She goes to the forest and she tries to get cleaned up, and ladies help her call Bruce and have her Brown, the ladies in the restroom, see Jen and don't offer her to call the ambulance or the cops or anything like that, or ask her if she's physically hurt or anything like that. So then she goes outside wait for him, and then that's trying to move on her, and she gets mad, rightfully so, and she turns into She-Hulk, and then Hawk shows up and it pushes her out of the way so she won't cause damage to anyone. So and then they're able to, and he takes her to Mexico. Jen sees a shirt that says Led Zeppelin. She just into those clothes, but I think that now they divide that, but that Tony actually left into more AC/DC and Led Zeppelin is something that Peter Parker said in Far From Home. So maybe in a way he set up a fan of that. Peter's more of a fan of Led Zeppelin more than Tony, so who knows how Bruce ended up with that shirt. But anyways, she changes, and Bruce tells her that her life will change because of her becoming She-Hulk, and it's not something to be messed around with, and while she's only interested in going home, which is her career being a lawyer, and they try to talk to each other and about being a superhero, and the fact that Jen doesn't want to be a superhero, and in a way I understand them really well, and they both actually have valid points on being why they are in the position they are in. And Bruce wants to protect his cousin, and Jen wants to not really be involved and be the hero, right? And she just wants to do what she knows best, and they are talking to each other. But I appreciate the stuff that Jen said about her controlling her emotions. I feel like that's something that is very important for her character to tell Bruce about the way she is with her emotions, and the ties of her being She-Hulk, the fact that she can turn to She-Hulk based on her emotions. So Jen and Hulk, they talk about Jen wanting to leave, and they tussle with each other, and she in a way ends up leaving after fixing the ball that they broke, because Bruce lost his ball. So Jen is about to make her closing argument when back in her hometown. So she's talking about the stuff that she rehearsed, and then this lady buzzes through a wall, and she just basically they fight, and the lady tries to catch Jen in a really odd way, and then Jen punches the lady and through towards the wall, and then as Jen isn't faced by her, she doesn't feel guilty at all, and I thought the whole point was for her not wanting to be a superhero is to not have moments like this. And even Doctor Strange, the first film, he was guilty for basically killing someone, and that's understandable. That makes me sympathize with Steven, where here she should have killed this person. So we don't know if she has powers or not, and that's something that is really odd. The fact that they don't show her feeling guilty at all. That's something really odd for that to be that way. Hulk was basically wanting her to understand and talk to her about the fact that there's something that her being a She-Hulk is not to be messed around with. So in a way, she still has a lot to learn. I really hope they're not done with the training, even though it seems like in this episode they made it look like she was finished with her training, but however she still has more to learn about being a Hulk. And I'm not just talking about her fighting or anything like that. It's the way she it was about the impact she could do with the other characters around her. Girl bad, that supervillain could have been anti-hero, and he wanted to help Jen in a way, but I felt angry at the moment. Who knows? So it's something that Jen doesn't really understand yet, and hopefully she will be able to throughout the series. Jen goes back to the island and to drink with Hawk, and they talk about Steve, and I doubt that she told him about punching that lady into the wall, and hopefully we will get with this perspective on that if she ever tells him. I find that Jen can be likable based on this episode if she showed being guilty for punching the lady into the wall. Maybe I drove in a way sympathize with her reasoning for not wanting to be She-Hulk, so she wouldn't have to ruin people's lives or hurt people, and that's exactly what she did here. So I don't know why she's not self-aware of that. Hopefully she becomes self-aware of that with maybe if it was trained her a little bit more. This was like 9 episodes, and they could have expanded her training from more than 1 episode. Hopefully she gets to, because Jen still has a lot. Based on what we've seen here, Jen has a lot more to learn about being She-Hulk. You know what I think about the episode. Do you guys feel like it was a grand start, or do you feel like there's still a lot of work that Jen has to do becoming She-Hulk? Right? Thank you for so much for waiting now. See you soon. Bye.